Hi, I'm Leslie Ackman, and I want to welcome you to my third week of Art Journaling Love. Today is going to be so much fun, and so many of you have messaged me and said, when are we going to learn how to make your winged girls? Today's the day, and it's pretty easy, and it's really fun, and I want to show you right now. So we're going to learn how to make these amazing little gals right here. We're going to make these today. These are my winged angel girls, okay? I'm going to show you lots of my girls. I'm going to tell you what we need and where I get my images. Okay, let's get started. Let's start with first what you need. We are going to start out. You need copy paper. Copy paper is so cheap to buy. You can buy that at any big box store. I buy it in 500 pack. Super cheap. I make my own paper with this, my own pattern paper. You can find out how I make my background paper and what I do with it. I do so many things with it on my blog. My blog, by the way, is wordsofmeproject.blogspot.com. You can find me there, or you can find me on Facebook. We have a community of over 2,050 gals. We all love art journaling. We all love mixed media. We all love art. You can find us at Mind, Body, Soul Art Journaling. That's on Facebook. Okay. All right, so get our copy paper that we need. We need our vintage images, obviously. So gather up your vintage images. Okay, I've got lots of those. So you just gather those up. Many of you have said, hey, Leslie, where do you get your vintage images? We're going to talk about that in a minute. So vintage images, copy paper, watercolors. I just use the cheap watercolors from a big box store, something you might get for your kids in preschool, kindergarten. I also have nicer watercolors, but for this particular project, I just use the cheap watercolors. Stamps. Gather up any stamps you have. If you have stars, if you have hearts, crowns, any kind of an embellishment type stamp that you have, gather that up, okay? Gather up your ink. I'm going to tell you what I like to use for ink. I like to use StazOn ink. To me, it's the best ink because it will not smear. Once it's dry, it will not smear. So everything I'm going to show you today was inked using StazOn. I always use black, but they have a whole rainbow of colors, and you can find this online at Amazon. You can find it at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, any art shop like that has this ink, and I think it's a great value for the price. I think I paid maybe $7 for this, but it will last me a long time, and I use this ink a lot. The other thing you're going to need are wings, obviously. Now you can create your own wings, and I've done that, and I'm going to show you some of those wings. But I like to gather up different kinds of wings because, to be honest, I'm not the best illustrator, okay? That's not something that I necessarily enjoy doing. I like getting messy with paint and collage and things like that. So I can just I can sketch a little bit, but what I like to do is the other stuff. So I look for found objects, I guess, is what you might say, for my wings. And one of the best places I have found is pattern paper. I was going through some old scrapbook paper. I found a whole paper full of butterflies, and of course when I see butterflies I see wings, and so I took those butterflies, I cut them out, I put them on my copy paper, and then I just went ahead and made some copies for my own personal use on my copy machine. And so I've got lots of wings, so I'll show you what I've done with that pattern paper. Also, you can find your wings at the Dollar Tree. I found this amazing, look at this, two-sided tons of butterflies. It's wall decor is what it is, and of course instead of seeing wall decor, I saw something that I could do in my art journals, and these winged girls, it was a no-brainer. So this is where I found some of my wings. The other place I found wings was probably my favorite place is Dina Wakley, because, well, you know, she's Dina Wakley. She's my favorite art journaler. Love her stamps. And she has an amazing stamp set out. It came out last summer. I didn't know about it until recently. I don't know how I could have missed this. But there are 3 sizes of wings. There is the larger wing, which this one is. There's a medium size, which I'm going to show you in a minute, and then a smaller size, which I'm going to show you. So you get 3 wings along with 3 different sayings, and fantastic. I found those on Amazon, okay, by Dina Wakley. So I'm also using those wings. Honestly, the only other thing you might need for this, well, yes, you're gonna need some kind of a black pen. I use the Food Ball pen. I get mine on Amazon. Great pen. It writes over everything. It writes over all the messy layers, the glue, the drips, the paint, everything. I love this pen. And the other thing that I use that you might want to use is the Stabilo pencil. Love this pencil. Dina Wakley, once again, recommended this pencil. I love it. I use it. It's water soluble, so you can also use a wet brush and just make things look grungy and awesome. So I love that. That's about all you're gonna need. And a glue stick. I use the Simple Elmer's glue when they're on sale at school. I stock up and get like 20 of them, so I have them for a while anyway. I'm really bad about leaving the cap off. It drives me crazy, but okay. So that's about all you're gonna need, and let's get to it. I'm gonna show you how to make these girls and tell you where to find these images. So I'm gonna show you some girls here. These girls right here, I love her. Isn't she cute? I found her and several of my other girls from artist Tim Holtz. He is with Ranger, and I found these several years ago when I was at Hobby Lobby. These girls were actually, they look like a deck of cards. They come in a pack that looks like a deck of cards. Lots of different images were in there. I picked out my favorites, and I don't ever really use the backgrounds of any of those. These all had like old timey backgrounds and things. I ended up taking them and cutting them out, putting them on copy paper, and then I made my own personal black and white copies so I could reuse them again and again, and they're thin. They're just on that copy paper, so you can just use a glue stick to put them in your journals if you want to. Once again, those are for my own personal use. I do not sell them. They are just for me. So that is where I find some of my images. The other images I find are Reminisce Magazine. If you've ever been to a yard sale or an auction or something, maybe you've seen this magazine. It's really not that old. They still have it. You can Google Reminisce Magazine and find it as well. But I hit the jackpot one time, went to a yard sale, and I found a whole box of Reminisce magazines. And I asked the guy, what would you like for these magazines? There was like 20 or 30 of them, and he said, oh, I don't know, would you take 90 cents? And I thought he meant 90 cents, per issue or something. And I said, okay. And he said, that'll be for the whole box. And I just went, here's $1. And I took the whole box. I found lots of images, including this one. I've had this one this was several years ago when I found these, probably 3 or 4 years ago. I use this gal a lot. She is cute, and this heart is made out of snow, and I just think that's really cool. I want to know, what the heck was she doing, what was her life like? It's just fun. I love vintage girls. So the other images that I use in my projects, images like this one, and like this one, I find on the internet. I just go to Bing, I put in retro girls. This one's from the 60s. I'll put in, retro 60s girls. I'll put in 1940s vintage girls, whatever, and they'll all pop up. I'll find one that I really like, I'll print it off, and then I use it for my own personal use. I do not sell these images. These are just for me. So I just want to be clear on that. So, okay. Let me show you some girls, all right? I started off showing you this gal right here. This gal is my favorite. I have 2 girls that I use in my work, probably more often than I should, because every page is going to have these girls on it, but this little gal really speaks to me. Love her, and I love these wings. These are from Dina Wakley. These are the medium-sized wings, and if you'll see, she's just all one piece, okay? She's all one piece. The wings were stamped on the paper that I had made, and then I just cut those wings out, okay? So there's my gal. Here's my second favorite gal. I use her a lot. She's from Tim Holtz. And these were the wings that I got from these wall decals. Remember, from Dollar Tree. So that's what they look like on this cute little girl. She was black and white as well, but I decided that she needed to have a little outfit that just kind of popped her out. And so we have the watercolors. I took red and blue, you know, kind of brightened her up a little bit, added a little background paper belt, took the Stabilo pencil, added a few little marks, and then this heart is a heart. It was a stamp, and then I had stamped the heart into my paper and then cut it out like this, and then ended up gluing it directly on my girl, and there you go. Here is another gal. Love her too. I want to show you how you can have two girls that are the same and have them look totally different. So this little image, she is from Reminisce magazine. I found her. So in this one, she has the pattern paper that I found from my scrapbook stash. These are the butterfly wings I found. I cut them out, put them on her little bag. I found these hat stickers at Hobby Lobby. They were on sale, and I thought, what the heck am I going to do with these hat stickers? And then I thought, oh my heck, they will be so cute on my girls. So I took a hat sticker, put it on her head, and then I also colored her in. I thought she needed brightened up, and so I gave her a little blue dress, Stabilo pencil outline, and Stabilo pencil buttons. I wanted to show you, I made her look totally different. These wings are wings that I created. They're using my papers that I make, and then I just drew the wing shape. I outlined them with my football black pen. You can use a Sharpie pen. And I gave her a little crown. I have a crown stamp that I use all the time. And I'm looking for it and I'm not seeing it. I use it all the time. I'm trying to remember where it's from, and I've had it for so many years. I think it might be Elsie Larson, if you remember her. I don't think she's even Elsie Larson anymore, but she was a big scrapbooker, and I think that this is her stamp. And she's adorable. This little gal here is just one of my little faves, and I love the crown on my girls. This girl, another set of wings that I created myself. Just drew the wings, outlined them once again, and put them on her. This is another fun way that you can use make a winged girl. This is from Tim Holtz. I think a couple years ago he had these. They're like in a film strip, and I think you got like 36 or 40 or something like that images. And so I bought those, and this is just one of those. And I put a crown on her, of course, and some wings. I thought this would look really cute on a tag. You could also stamp a little word or something in the corner. Speaking of stamping a word, here is one of my gals. I found this image online. I created her wings. These are some of my favorite wings. I think they're really pretty. I stamped the word believe on her. And my stamps, I just use these little alphabet stamps that you get from Michaels for $1.50. Great value, and you can find dozens and dozens of fonts. And they're so cheap. This girl, here she is before her transformation. So here's one of those Tim Holtz girls again, and here she is with the wings. Again, that's the paper that I created. I made the wings, and then I have this crown stamp that I found for $1. So you can see that crown stamp. And I put that stamp on pattern paper, and then I thought it would be adorable on top of my wing girl. Okay. Another way I wanted to show you that you could use these wings and just make something fun. the way that I'm going to show you how we put these together is Dina Wakley. I'm sure if you're into art journaling at all, you've probably heard of All the Girls, All the Gals. They're a stamp set, probably one of the most popular stamp sets that Dina's ever put out, and it comes with a lot of these gals, as she calls them. This is one of my favorite gals, and I just took and stamped her on the copy paper, just white copy paper, and then I added a small wing from Dina's set, and then that crown again. And then probably when I use her, if I don't use her on a tag or a small card, I will probably give her a little body, and I'll put her on one of my journals. But you could do this too. Let me show you, before I show you how I actually put these together, I want to show you what they look like in your journals. This is one of my favorite little journals. It's just a 5x7 journal, and I've been using it for Raymond Sigmund's art making class that she's been having. It's like an art making challenge, mark making challenge, and I have loved it. And so anyway, I used my girls to show you here what they look like on pages. So this is one of the Tim Holtz girls. She's one of my favorites because she has such a kind of a serene beauty about her. I really like her. These wings are from those vinyl wall butterflies that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I like how big they are. I like how they really stand out against that black and white image, and then on that bright green page. I think she just pops off the page with those wings. And then another image I wanted to show you in my journal. This is my favorite image that I was sharing with you. If you remember right, in the original image, she has a star on her head, if you remember that. And I went ahead and put that party hat on her head. These wings are from scrapbook paper. The heart is an embellishment that I did add after the fact. So the wing girl is one piece, but the heart I added after. It's a sticker that I got from Hobby Lobby. Okay. All right. So let's talk about how we put these together. Okay. I got some photos that I'm going to be showing you too. That will kind of help you know how I put these things together. But basically, it's pretty easy. You just take your copy paper. Okay. So just your plain copy paper. Okay. So let's put these together. So you would take your white copy paper, okay, and you would take your image. In this case, I'll show you this image. And obviously you're going to need all the things I showed you, the wings and some embellishments and things. So you want to make all of those things before you get to this step. This will be the very last step. So you'll want to make your wings. You'll want to get your girls all cut out, and then you're just going to assemble them and put them on here. So you would take, this is the sheet here, this is the original sheet, okay? So in this case, what I did is I had these wings that I had stamped onto my background paper, remember? And then I cut those wings out. So I cut them out and I have them. And then take my girl here. You put that girl over, so the wings you glue down with your glue stick, put them on your paper, and then you would just take that girl and put her over those wings and glue her down, okay? So there you go, you have a winged girl. You could just leave her that way. Or in this case, I went ahead and I took the watercolor and I colored her bow, all right? Let's see, for this gal here, this is just one of these from the Dollar Tree, okay? I peeled it off here, I cut it in half, there's that little body that you see. You don't need that little body. You would just cut that little body out. So cut one half off and then cut that other half off. So you have 2 wings. You just put those wings on your copy paper. Then I took my vintage image that was all black and white, just like all my other girls are. They're all black and white, right? I stuck that in between these 2 wings, once again using my glue stick to glue everything down. Then I decided I wanted to add color to her. I just felt like she needed color. So I took my watercolors, and I like pink, so I painted her pink, and I thought, you know what, she needs a hat too. I put a hat on her head, one of those stickers that I had just showed you earlier, and then I added 3 buttons with my Stabilo pencil, and there you go. She's all ready to be printed. This little gal, once again, I made my own wings. I put them on the paper the way that I wanted to. I kind of arranged them. I thought she would be really cute with just her wings on the side of her instead of on each side. And you can make that call. It's whatever you would like to do. Then I glued her down over those wings, and I decided that this girl looks free. So I went ahead and I stamped the word free on my wings. Now you could wait until these were printed off, and then you can add whatever word that you want. But I decided that I wanted that word on this particular girl. So once you have your girls on a sheet, and how many you can get on one of your sheets honestly depends on how big your wings are and how big the girls are, you're ready to copy them. And so for these particular things, I went to my copy shop that I have here in town. It's just a local newspaper, and they have a copy machine that does excellent copies, and I will show you what they look like, and that way you can kind of see how well they turned out. They cost 70 cents a copy, and so I feel like I have some awesome embellishments. And here we go. I'm going to show you. I've already cut these, but so we go from this to where they're in pieces, and then we have the sheet that I had copied, and they're just in that one piece now. So they're just these gals, and they're just all one piece. Okay, so again, they're easy to create. They're so much fun to create. Along with this video, I do have some step-by-steps, so anything that you might need help with hopefully will be cleared up. I'll show you on there how I make the wings and things with some photos. So anyway, I hope that you have learned something today, how to make these amazing angel girls. They're so much fun, they're easy, and they're just so cute. They're so cute in projects, and I would love to see yours. I would love to see what you come up with. Feel free to share your angel girls in the comment section on Mind Body Soul Art Journaling. Share them. We'd love to see them. And thank you so much for being here today, and have a wonderful time art journaling.